Welcome to the today's episode of PC24 RETV. Today we shall have our guest Gurleen Aujla around 7 p.m. just after the break. If you have any questions about immigrations, keep them handy and she would be more than happy to take your questions. So right now we are going to talk a bit about economy, and we all heard that the inflation has gone up. It's 4% growth from the last year. In July, the growth was about 3.3%. So this is 0.7% increase from the previous month's growth. So how far is this going to go up? In September, we will figure out. September growth, when it is announced, this will basically set a trend line for the Bank of Canada about how to move, tightening further or leaving it as is. Many economists are thinking, and they are actually not thinking, they are of the opinion that the bank will not increase the policy rate in October. The meeting is on 25th October. So they are very much confident, and this is only 50%. So that gives it 50-50. So will it increase it? Will it not increase it? There are so many factors to it. Some people attribute that political situation at this point in Canada may force Bank of Canada to withhold any increase, even if they wanted to increase. Trudeau's term is about to come to end, and the elections will be there. So this is what we are hearing from the people. What do you think about this? So at this point, the biggest news that we received through Canadian mortgage trends is this, that the fixed rate mortgage, they are expected to surge. Why? Because the five-year term Government of Canada bonds, their yield have risen to 16 years high. That is a huge growth. 16-year high. And if I could show you a slide that I may have somewhere, you will understand what I'm trying to convey. So this is very important, and this is something that we must understand. The 5-year bond yield has gone up, and I'm going to share this screen with you. It is right here. So the 5-year bond yield has exceeded what it used to be in 2007. I guess this is close to the orange line that you're looking at is the overnight target rate, and the blue line is 5-year bond yield. As you can see, this has gone higher than what it used to be in 2007. So this is definitely going to affect the fixed mortgage rates, because fixed mortgage rates are governed by the Government of Canada bond yield. So how are we going to handle that situation? Many mortgages that are going to be renewed within the next 12 months, because more and more people are heading towards the fixed mortgages. So here comes the fixed mortgages, and they have been increasing. So this is something that has given a lot of stress to the homeowners who are barely surviving, and it's so difficult for them to handle their financial situation. Many people think, they actually say they don't have money to last more than 30 days. I think I gave a higher figure, but maybe let's say they are check to check. That is 2 weeks, 15 days. 15 days bank accounts and causing them hardships. So we are seeing more and more people renting right now because buying a home is a kind of very hard for many people. There was a report that we discussed in the last couple episodes that more and more people are moving towards co-owning a house. So co-ownership is when more than one family buys a home together. They may be related, they may be unrelated, they may be friends, they may be passive investors, or they may be people who want to live together. So when going in co-ownership, there are many things one has to keep in mind. The zoning should permit more than two persons owning the house. There has to be a reserve fund for the property taxes, for the mortgage payments, like let's say 3 to 6 months reserve funds. If something goes wrong with someone's job, at least they can handle the mortgage payments from the reserve. And once the person gets the job back, they should add back to the reserve fund. So this is a proportionate account that people should add. ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ full show ਕਰਨ ਦਾ. Thank you very much. So I'm responding to a message from one of my relative on TikTok because I can see the comments there. So what do you think, how the things are going to move as we look towards the increasing rates, the fixed mortgage rates? We are actually going there very soon. This is what is expected. So I will tell you the report, what it says, but at the same time, I would like to mention here that we are live simultaneously on many platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can check us out anywhere you want, and I would appreciate if you guys can like and subscribe my YouTube channel. And the name of the YouTube channel is PC24RETV. PC24 is in numeral numbers, and then RETV stands for Real Estate TV. So if you are there, you can watch all my previous episodes, which contain tons and tons of great information that you will not hear from anywhere. So I strongly recommend, if you are a homeowner and you are interested to keep yourself updated, please visit my YouTube channel, PC24RETV. I would like to announce a special for the people who are living in neighborhoods of Fletcher's Meadow and Northwest Brampton. We are giving them free roof inspections. The weather is changing, so if you want to check your roof that this is winter worthy, you can go to my website or you can message me. I will send you the link where you can create your appointment. So we will be happy to help you out, and this is totally free. There are no obligations to it. But if you are already listed with some brokerages, please, we do not entertain those requests. So make sure you are not working with any brokerage, and you just want to check your roof, should you improve it or not at this time. Because calling a roofer could cost you anywhere between $200 to $400, and I'm going to do it for free for you. I'm not a roofer, but I will do it for you. So yes, coming back to the fixed rate mortgages, fixed rates are expected to surge because the bond yield reached 16 years high, 1.6. That's a lot. So fixed mortgage rates, as per the report from Canadian Mortgage Trends, could surge higher in the coming weeks after Government of Canada bond yields, which leads fixed rate mortgages shot up to a 16-year high. 16 years high is a huge thing. IRAM. So rate watchers, the people who keep a track of the rates, or those experts who are actually more focused on keeping themselves aware, they say mortgage providers could hike rates by anywhere from 20 basis points to 30 basis points, 0.2% to 0.30%. That may happen very soon. So if you have not renewed your mortgage and it's about to get renewed, jump into it right now. Or if you want to get your rate locked, this is the time to lock your fixed rate right now. More than 60% people are inclined to get fixed rate mortgages. And the variable rate mortgages are only about 33%. So this is cool. If you want mortgage, give us a call, 647-424-0358, and we would help you lock your mortgage ASAP. So, and this is also the opinion from the mortgage group people, which that say that the mortgage rates could jump 20 basis points. But if the yield keeps going up and up, guess what? The rates may further go up. And we are talking about fixed rate. We never heard this before. Fixed rates were pretty steady in many years in the past, like before March 2022, but now they are changing just like variable. The only best thing is if you are logged into a fixed mortgage rate today and use it while you have a valid approval from the bank, nothing is going to affect you. But if you don't use it within 90 to 120 days, the period they usually give you, then you are going to be in a big loss. So this is the time you should act at this point. And as we all are aware, the global economy is very much deteriorating. If you look at this chart, you will see what I mean. So this chart shows US, Germany, France, UK, and Canada. So look at this. All these countries, these lines, they are trending downwards. So this is economic activity. The global manufacturing outlook is deteriorating. Manufacturing Purchasing Manager Index below 50 is equal to contraction. This data is taken from Royal Bank of Canada, RBC. So look at this. Everything is going down. The economies are really shrinking in a big way. And all these things are indicative of the fact that the rates may not come down sooner. Many people are expecting that the rates will come sooner next year or maybe in 2025. Well, there are no solid indicators that this is going to happen. At this point, we do not have any firm announcement that they will not change, right? So now 5-year bond yield has gone up. And at the same time, I told you that global economy is shrinking, is really going bad. It is coming down, it's deteriorating, affecting labor markets, material cost, and whatnot. I really don't understand when the politicians say they will make housing affordable. How can they achieve that goal? This seems to be very, very far-fetched idea. The only way I think inflation can be, the housing price can be controlled is by bringing in more houses in the market. Buyers are already actively looking for houses. If you have a house in Fletcher's Meadow and Northwest Brampton, give me a call. There are many, many people who want to buy a house in that neighborhood. So give a shout out anytime after the broadcast. 647-424-0358 is my phone number to call. And the residential investments have also come down. So people are not putting money into the housing anymore because it doesn't make sense for them. We are looking at the market deteriorating. People are scared. I speak to people, about 20, 25 people every single day, and this is what they tell me, that it is not right time to sell or buy. But when I show them the stats that in their neighborhood 20, 30, 50 houses sold within the last week, they look at me as if I have given them some unbelievable number, and that is really true. So as in most provinces, the large inflow of international immigrants have been a boon for Ontario's labor market. Though wages continue to escalate at runaway level, businesses have benefited somewhat from easing skilled worker shortage and smoother operations. This has been especially beneficial for Ontario's manufacturing sector, which has seen above average job gains, 3% higher annual change in year-to-year date job growth. Despite this resilience, however, we means RBC, a drop in demand to take some steam out of Ontario's manufacturing sector. In fact, it is already seen that there's an uptick in the number of manufacturing business closures, plus 10% between quarter first and quarter second, between 22 and 23 in the last year. So for resident, another 50 basis points worth of hikes this June and July effectively halted housing market revival in its tracks, because it was gaining traction. When the 50 basis point was increased, things became standstill, and that was what is shown in this graph. We have seen residential investment continue to nosedive after picking up even more speed earlier this year, and RBC expects shrunken profit margins to keep housing starts muted in 2023, 94,400 before ramping up to 98,800 in 2024, fueled by falling interest rates and government incentives. Next year's expected housing starts activity would represent the largest addition since the mid-1980s. So we are talking about 2024, when the rate cuts are announced, when government gives incentives. Other than that, we are going to look at a very grim picture. This was what is indicated in this chart. Residential investments falls to decade low. People don't have cash to buy housing anymore. We speak with so many people all the time, and this is what we hear from them. On this chart, you are looking at what the expectations are for the policy rate and the Bank of Canada's bond yield. So there are two separate columns and a list of those big six banks, and target rate year 23, target rate year end 24, and then 5-year Bank of Canada bond yield end of 23, 5-year bond yield end of 2024. So the prediction about the policy rates is BMO thinks it will keep 5% till end of this year and 4.25 end of 2024. That is 75 basis point drop overall. CIBC, however, takes 5% and thinks it will go down 3.50%. So there has been change in the prediction. As far as I remember, they were expecting it is more last time, if I'm not wrong. So in 2025, the target rate is 2.5%, but other institutions such as BMO, NBC, RBC, Scotia have not given any projection for 2025. Only TD and CIBC, they are more or less close to each other, 2.5 and 2.25 for TD. So all these banks basically are saying that the rate will stay 5% end of 2023. But in 2024, the policy rate may change from 3.5 to maximum of 4.25. So if it is 3.5, we are looking at a drop of 1.50%. And I really hope Bank of Canada does that in one shot, just like they raised in one shot. People need incentive at this time. So 4.25 target rate for Bank of Montreal, for CIBC 3.50 for 2024, and National Bank 4% end of 2024. Same for RBC. Scotia projects 3.75%, while TD projects 3.50%. So two banks projecting 3.50, which is CIBC and TD. 4% being projected by NBC and RBC. These are two banks that have BC after them. And Scotia and BMO, they are very much apart by 50 basis points. So these are the projections for 2024. And at the same time, if you look at the bond yield, so the CIBC has abstained from any projection end of 2023. But Bank of Montreal says it will come down to 3.70%. RBC is projecting 3.5%. Scotia is projecting 3.75 plus minus 10 basis point. TD is 3.75. So Scotia, TD on the same boat. And end of 2024, BMO projects 3.10, while NBC projects 3.20, and RBC projects 3%. Scotia 3.6, 2.95 projection for TD Bank. So these are the projections for different banks end of next financial year, so 2024. But they also gave the target rate projections for 2025. CIBC said by 2025, the overnight policy rate will go up to 2.5%, and TD projected 2.25%. So if we get those rates, that means the housing will become more affordable, because prime rate will go down by 2.5%. Right now we are 7.20%. So then it goes to 2.5%. So you can just do calculation where it would land. And then you get break from, you get discounts when you get a variable mortgage, or you can also get fixed rate discounts. The discounted fixed rate mortgages could be close to 5.79%, more or less, but they are expected to go up. So the report further says, with most mortgages rates now above 6%, it is believed that handle rates, those in the 5% range, could largely be gone by next week. So you will not see any rate that have 5 as handle before them, aside from some special rate offers. So there are always some special rate offers which we cannot rule out, and we will see that all the time, right? So we have 4 minutes before we take a break, and we expect our guest Gurleen Aujla to join the broadcast. So there is the average nationally available deep discount rate for high ratio 5-year fixed mortgage is currently 5.7%, 5.79%. This is data from mortgagelogic.com. For uninsured rates, or those with a down payment of 20% or more, the average rate is 6.34%. So Ron Butler of Butler Mortgages tweeted that he expects mortgage rate increases ranging from 25 to 30 basis points. We already spoke about that. And the bigger question is, when are the rate cuts expected? So basically, I don't think you will get that kind of deadline right now, because this is going to drive everything crazy, and which nobody wants. So we are waiting for the exact answer to this question. But anyways, this is what the report says. He says that while reports are currently pricing in slight odds of 2 or more rate hikes before the end of the year, You hear that 2 or more hikes before end of the year, but we have only 2 announcements left. Most experts believe the central bank has just 1 more quarter point left in its tank, and all of the big bank forecasts continue to believe the bank is now done with its rate hike cycle. Right? So this is what they believe. But more importantly, is the timing of the bank's first expected rate cut when they do it. Markets are now pushing back expectation for the first rate cut to the later half of 2024, right? Later half of 2024, then we are expecting a recession, as was announced by Desjardins 2-3 months back, that we will have a recession middle now to end of 2024. So let's see what happens. So now, historically, the gap between Bank of Canada's last rate hike and its first rate cut. This is important to hear. Historically speaking, the rate cut and the last rate increase, there's a gap of about 10 months, more or less. That's one reason we want to know if the Bank of Canada is finished hiking. So if they tell you that they are done with hiking, this is when we will see that the next rate cut will be soon. If they tell us that in October this is the final rate increase or decrease or stays constant, then count 10 months from that. This is just a ballpark thing, and I wouldn't even take it 100%. So this is historically speaking. So impact of higher interest rate, we all know that it's tremendous. So we will continue with our broadcast. We'll take a quick break and see if our guest joins us. There are tons of issues with the internet and technology. So I really hope I see her. But if not, we'll continue with our broadcast because we have a lot to cover. So let's take a quick break and then we'll come back with more information. Are you thinking of selling your home? You are covered. From my experience of 14 plus years in the real estate industry, this is what I have come to know. There are 3 major concerns that any home seller would want their realtor to answer. Number 1, how much is their home worth? Number 2, how long will it take to sell their house? And number 3, what will the agent do to make it sell? I have answers to all these questions. To schedule your one-on-one appointment, call me at 647-424-0358. Once again, Paul Chima, broker with Remax Prime Properties. My phone number to call is 647-424-0358. Call me now and get moving.
From a vast experience in immigration industry, this is what I've figured out. Clients want to know if their application is submitted in a timely fashion, what a representative can do to serve best interest of their client. Clients are informed on a regular basis about the progress of their application. We deliver what we promise. My phone number is 647-465-8894 or reach me out at 639-998-1992.
Are you thinking of a career change or adding another one to your portfolio? Well, you are thinking right. Call Sarabjit Luddar at 416-879-3039 from Beyond Care Insurance Solutions. She also deals in life, long-term, travel, critical illness, disability insurance. Give her a call today at 416-879-3039. This is what we can tell you. She will always give you the right advice and help you find out if being an insurance advisor is your piece of cake. Are you looking for a reliable legal office that can handle your closing in the most effective manner? If yes, please get in touch with Rakesh Joshi at 416 213 8600. Joshi Law Office provides all the legal advices about real estate law, business law, immigration laws, notarization and affidavits, wills and trust. Give them a call today, 416 213 8600. ਅਵੰਤਿਆ ਬੜਾ ਖੁਸ਼ ਤੁਰਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਕਿ ਲਾਟਰੀ ਲੂਟਰੀ ਲੱਗ ਗਈ ਤੇਰੀ। ਕਾਸ਼ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਲਾਟਰੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ। ਵੈਸੇ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ ਲਾਟਰੀ ਵਰਗੀ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਦਾ ਬੀਮਾ ਕਰਵਾ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ ਤੇ ਜੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਗਰੋਂ ਕੋਈ $1 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਊਗਾ। ਉਹ ਅੱਛਾ, ਇਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ? ਉਹ ਜੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਮਲਜੀਤ ਬੋਲਾ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ 647 772 1481। ਹੁਣੇ ਹੀ ਕਰ ਲੈ ਫੋਨ, ਬੈਠੇ ਨੇ, ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਛੱਡ ਦੇਂ। ਉਹ ਬੱਲੇ ਤੇਰੇ। PC24 ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ 5 ਚੈਨਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਬੜੇ ਸ਼ੌਕ ਨਾਲ ਦੇਖੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਪ੍ਰਮੋਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ 647 333 2273 ਤੇ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ। ਕੁਝ ਸਮੇਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਹ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਮੁਫਤ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ। 647 333 2273। Welcome back to the second half of PC24 RETV's broadcast. As promised, we will be joined by our guest. Her name is Gurleen Aujla. She owns an amazing company called Fourway Immigration, which is based off Brampton. It's close to the Brampton courts by Ray Larson and Highway 10. If you have any question, feel free to give her a call. Her phone number will be displayed during the broadcast, and here we bring her up on stage. Welcome to the show, Gurleen. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Mr. Paljimaji. How are you? And thank you so much for giving me such...
I gave you a bigger screen than last time.
Agreed. I just noticed a difference.
Yeah, we keep playing with it off and on.
Oh, it's a good play though.
Yeah, well, it makes things very interactive, so I always have free time to play with this software. So there's a lot happening in your industry, if I am not wrong, right? There's a big fight going
Definitely.
on. And they tell me that Gurleen started the fight between India and Canada. Are you instrumental in any way in this fight between Canada and India?
Mr. Palajima, I wish I can stop the fight. Not a key point to start, but definitely could be a key point to stop it.
Yeah, well, I know that. You can never make two people fight. I totally understand it. But this is very unfortunate the way things are moving. I was on BLS Canada website. I was worried that have they stopped OCA people from traveling as well. Then I thought Gurleen is coming on Friday, that you skipped. I said, okay, I will ask Gurleen who can go to Canada at this point in time, because we have elders there and we don't know what may happen at any time. We are very much concerned about it. So Consulate General of India has updated something for the Canadian passport holders. So what's going on in this industry?
Well, Mr. Palajima, so let me answer question number 1, which was what is happening or what's the update for the Canadian passport holders. that is definitely bad news at the moment. They have
Mm-hmm.
definitely issued an advisory, and you can see that update on on the website, on Consulate General's website as well, which specifically says that they're not issuing visas to Canadian passport holders,
Mm-hmm.
and which means it could be, it definitely means two things, that even applicants who are willing to apply for OCICs, I'm very positive there could be a delay. We are not saying that yes, there will be a delay for sure, but
Mm-hmm.
other than that, they have not given such a news where it says, okay, people can travel or whatnot. Indian passport holders are pretty safe. I got so many phone calls just after this news, and everybody who is traveling back home or is based back home right now, they're just calling and be like, hey, do you think we can just come back? And I literally told them, I said, like, you guys are still the Indian passport holders. So this news is just for Canadian passport holders, meaning somebody who is a Canadian passport holder and wants to travel to India. At this point, yes, you won't be getting a visa, but if you have a visa, you can still travel. And
Mm-hmm.
if you have applied for OCIC, then there would not be any, we can just expect a delay, but that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that they won't issue a OCI. So they're still processing the applications that are actually in a queue, like that are already in the queue. So so please stay away from all the bad news, or I would say any rumors in the market, because as of now we do not to we I have seen like literally more than 10 updates, and that is from unauthentic sources. Okay, if I have to if I have to speak in a regional language, it is religiously saying, okay, ਤੁਸੀਂ travel अब based on the relationships, ਤੁਸੀਂ travel ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ, ਏਦਾਂ ਹੋ ਜਾਊਗਾ, ਉਦਾਂ ਹੋ ਜਾਊਗਾ,
Mm-hmm.
ਨਹੀਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ। ਇੱਕ ਨਾਰਮਲ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਈ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ I have already said enough about it, but
Mm-hmm.
ਜੇ simplified ਵਰਜ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੋਵੇ, ਸਿਰਫ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਪਾਸਪੋਰਟ ਹੋਲਡਰਸ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਹੁਣ ਵੀਜ਼ਾਸ ਲਈ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ
जी.
ਵਾਸਤੇ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਟਲੀ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਦਰ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ they won't accept any applications, so it is paused at the moment. But Indian passport holders can still travel back home without any restrictions.
And even
And
OCA
same
can
goes for,
travel, right?
yes, even an OCI.
Yeah.
Hanji, problem वही है कि even if you have an OCI, still you need a visa. You sorry, my bad. You won't need a visa to travel, but you can travel for sure. OCI
Yeah.
holders, yes, they can travel.
OCA can travel. That's a big respite, actually. That this was what I was worried about most. And because I wasn't sure what's going to happen, not happen, so I thought, oh my God, I will wait for Gurleen to come. You didn't come yesterday, and I was so sad. I didn't have my dinner last night. I was so upset.
Oh
I
my
said,
God,
Gurleen
Mr.
is not here. I'm not
Balaji,
taking dinner, so I needed my question answered, and I forgot your phone number.
not a problem. Then you have updated it, so it's all good. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and there was one more question that I was thinking about what's going on with express entry draw, the recent one.
Well, we got a very good news for transport truck driver. So this is a occupation specific draw. It is
Mm-hmm.
specifically for transport occupation. So it covers commercial pilots. It does cover truck drivers, and there are other not tiers as well that are covered under this particular category.
Mm-hmm.
So for as of now, like, so this draw was issued on it was announced on September 20th,
Okay.
and the CRS score is 435. So 435, with the usual draws, we are definitely seeing it is definitely lower than the usual draw. So on So before September 20th, there was another draw that was announced. It was on September 19th, 2023, and the draw score is CRS score is 531. So imagine a difference.
531.
Yes, it is an all program draw. So think about it. Where if you are into this category, you're literally opportunity to be in the pool with 100 less score.
Wow. Some people will just
So
get lucky with it, right?
I hope so, because with the transport truck drivers, because it's the occupation that's always in demand from day one, because we definitely have a shortage of transport truck drivers. We do have a shortage of commercial pilots and other tiers that fall under this particular category. So it's always it is in demand, and that's a reason there is a specific draw for this particular category, and it's announced for a lesser score as well. It's just 435, and the regular draws that was announced a day before is at 531. So
Yeah.
it could be a golden opportunity for anybody who. So this is my opinion. Could be maybe I'm wrong about it, or this could be very. This is just an individual opinion, just to put it in words.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I hear you.
anybody who has done bachelor's and is into trucking profession at the moment, meaning I'm just talking about postgraduate work permit holders, because they're literally complaining about the regular draw being very so. A few of them, they're not qualified even after gaining 3 years of experience. So this could be a this could be a loophole for them. I'm not saying loophole, but this could definitely help them. So if you want to switch to transportation, maybe this could help you with the immigration at the moment as well.
Okay.
Not a suggestion, but this could be a way out for
A personal opinion.
few applicants. That's right. That's right.
Just a personal opinion. You take it or you drop it. It's up to you to decide. Just a kind of unpaid advice, free advice.
Yeah, it's not applicable for all the applicants. It's not applicable for maybe I don't want to say it. Okay, you know what? Just switch your profession to so and so to trucking, because this is not how it goes. It could be
Yeah.
for somebody who's already into the trucking industry, and maybe with the good language score, he or she can apply. I mean, he or she, just by improving the score, can get into the pool, and maybe the next ITA can be issued to you. So this is for somebody who does not want to relocate from Ontario or BC to the smaller provinces.
Well, that's right. That's actually a really good advice, but it's up to people how they take it, or they want it or they don't want it. It's up to them. We leave the discretion to them. That's so simple. So
So
at this point, Canada has not taken any stance over stopping entry of Indians into Canada. That is still going as usual.
well, we have not heard anything from IRCC as of now, and nothing from Canadian High Commission for Indian passport holders. So yes, it is a good news, and I think mainly there were. I mean, mostly the Indian passport holders, they were concerned about this particular situation, in a way that they had a feeling that maybe if their application is in queue, maybe this this friction can affect their application one way or the other, which is completely false and misleading. It won't affect your application at all. Let me quote an example. So I applied for spousal open work permit for one of the applicants. So I helped his spouse with the permanent residency application, and once we got the acknowledgement of receipt, So I applied for SOWP for the dependent. You
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't believe. So she just called and she was like, okay, do you think this will affect my husband's application? And I told her, I said, like, please don't worry about that part. It's
Yeah.
all safe. It has nothing to do with your husband's application in particular, to be honest. You wouldn't believe the decision was rendered the very next day when she called. So she called me on, I believe, Tuesday this week, and the decision was rendered on Wednesday. It's a positive decision. So he got spousal open work permit. So this is just to clarify the misconception about the denial rate of visas at the moment.
Alrighty. And I don't see any reason for Canada to react to India in any way like they did. They're very pro-reactive, I guess. They take decision right away. And I don't see
Yeah.
anything resolving, but this is not going to affect anyone who came to Canada, and they will not be returned back to the country, or Canada will not take any stand stopping any kind of immigration, be it students or because Canada makes billions and billions of dollars by selling education.
Well, just to add on, this could interest somebody in particular, maybe. So we are expecting an announcement from Supreme Court where this will set as a precedent. So it says, so if one way or the other, if a permanent resident or a temporary foreign worker is a part of the violence, he or she will be inadmissible right away. So,
Really?
meaning, gone are the days when, when even if you're stalking, or maybe be if you are a part of the violence, yes, it can go against you. So, if I have to read it out for you, it will be.
This is some kind of new
Sorry.
development.
This is exactly to maybe lot has been happening in the
In the region.
political
We
world,
see that every
and
day.
they really, that's right.
Yeah.
So
Uh, this
this was
morning or yesterday,
this
I was
was
watching accident that a car was involved in, and
mhm.
this car or maybe two cars, they together crashed each other, and they crashed into many cars that were parked on the driveways. They people were not even driving, but their cars were totally smashed. I don't
There
know
you
if it
go.
was
You're
Brampton or what it was,
inadmissible
but
if
it
right
because
away.
every accident now is attributed to Brampton. It may be anywhere, but they say, "Oh, this is what Brampton has become." Nobody validates information.
Exactly, but this can bring the aftermath that could not be resolved. Meaning, if you are okay, so if you're responsible one way or the other, just in this example, then definitely you're inadmissible, and the consequences will be definitely tougher, and you won't be granted permanent residency until and unless your record is clear. Just to put it in simple words. So
Wow.
this announcement. So I do follow one of the immigration lawyer, and I would like to share it with the audience. So Supreme Court of Canada next Wednesday will be releasing a very important immigration law decision.
Next
Section
Wednesday.
34(1)(e), coming Wednesday, yes.
Yeah.
Section 34(1)(e) of the ARPA states that a permanent resident or a foreign national is inadmissible on the security grounds for engaging in acts of violence that might or would endanger the lives or safety of persons in Canada.
So these people
So this will
mostly
be,
would be permanent residents and visitors, not the citizens.
well, yes, but honestly, if you're engaged into serious criminality, your citizenship could be revoked as well. So let me add another point to it. It says the standard is reasonable grounds to believe. Even if there are, if there are reasonable grounds to believe that you were engaged into such activity, this could lead to you being inadmissible. Like they won't ask for the documentary evidence, or they would not wait for the documentary evidence. If there are strong grounds to believe so as well, you will be um, you will be considered inadmissible because this is the part of the criminality clause.
There must have been strong lobbying by some organization or people that the government may announce similar such measure, right? This is going to be a very harsh measure. So people need to be very careful about what they do
This
and
is
how they
getting
do it.
harsh for sure. Yes, this is getting harsh for sure.
Yeah.
And this is as per Section 34(1)(e) of ARPA, meaning all I can advise at the moment is temporary foreign workers, which include post-graduation work permit holders, visitor visa holders, please stay away from any such activity that could bring you to such this conclusion would be very much against you. So if they have concluded, okay, or even if they have strong grounds to believe that
Yeah.
you are the part, or one way or the other, you are responsible for the violence, they are very tough. And chances are fair that even after hiring a criminal lawyer, you won't be able to get out of this mess once it's done.
Yeah, even today, the mess, if you create some messy situation, because these people hit you with a pen, they don't shoot you, but anything that gets entered into your records, you cannot even cross the US border. They will stop you right in your tracks. I know many cases where this has happened. So it's really easy and good to conduct yourself in a reasonable manner all the time. That's what we both want to say.
Definitely, once this is, just to put it in simple words, please refrain from any such activities.
Yeah.
Because the aftermath is always disastrous, and we cannot go back and change it.
And not only that, it's not disastrous. It basically takes your peace away. You are always trying to figure out what to do next. The police may come knocking on your door, so you are always scared. You cannot enjoy anything at all. So why not do things right from the beginning? So I see people fighting with each other. People have lost their patience. A few days back, there was a fight that broke out on Highway 401, kind of road rage that ended as a physical fight right in the heavy traffic of 401. You must have heard about that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I never.
Yeah, no problem. I am all about those. I will break out certain news to you. These things do happen all the time, and that's such a good word you suggested. This is something new that definitely needs people to understand. If you indulge in any wrong activity and the court has reasonable grounds to, assume that you did the wrong thing, then you can be sent back. Wow, I'm not going back. I've given 20 years.
It's not just sending back. So even after spending 5 years, or maybe after spending so and so years, if you are inadmissible in the eyes of law, one way or the other, your PR won't be granted until your record is clear. So if you want to be a permanent resident of this country, you would have to refrain yourself from such activities that may bring such bad impact. And secondly, gone are the days where kids used to assume, okay, if if I'll drink and drive, okay, you know what? Never mind. We'll hire a lawyer. It will be all sorted.
It
Yes,
will be.
it can be
Yeah.
sorted if your counsel has strong grounds to prove the credibility of your innocence.
It's
But
not worth it.
vice
It's not
versa,
worth wasting so much money on fighting
and you would end up
cases.
paying, yes, the good
Yeah.
amount of money in because criminal law is very strict with temporary foreign workers. Same goes
It
for
is.
immigration law as well. If you look into so I have a book where I can definitely, if I start reading one by one about the clauses mentioned in the immigration law regarding the criminalities. So it is definitely very elaborative. They're very detailed, even in the sections of ARPA and regulations of IRPR.
Hmm.
So suggestion is just try to stay away from all this. Yes, there are some grounds where you can be saved as well, but you would have to prove your credibility. You would have to prove your innocence at that.
Well, that's so nice of you because I think this is a great piece of advice today, and I'm going to highlight it and share it with the crowd because this is something really important. So people have to be warned, and this is the best thing that you did today. Warning issued by Gurleen. Just kidding. Well, thank you very much, Gurleen. So what I understood from you today is that people can visit as long as they have Indian passports. There's no issue with the travel. If you have already taken a visa, you can still travel. But government is not issuing new visas to Canadian passport holders. But if you are OCI, it is okay to travel, and the express entry draw was at 431
For transport occupation.
for transport.
It's an
For
occupation
transport,
specific
yeah.
job.
So if you want to be a trucker, well, by all means, but just a suggestion. Thank you very much, Gurleen. Gurleen, I would want you to kindly repeat your phone number and contact information. People can get a hold of you.
Sure. Audience, I'm just one call away. The best number to reach out is 647-465-8894, or you can just reach out to me at my personal phone number, 639-998-1992. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Gurleen, for being on the show with us.
All right.
Before we end the show, I would like to offer deepest condolences to the families of those that have lost their beloved one today. May God grant peace to the departed soul and give you courage and strength to get over this grief. We'll see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow, it's Sunday. So we'll see you on Monday, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. with no guest, but I will be there because our guest is traveling. So, and they just messaged me that they won't be available at this time. So, well, I totally understand it. So we'll talk more about the then current market evaluation and how the situation is going on, what you should know to make informed decision about buying, selling real estate. If you have a house in Fletcher Meadow and Northwest Brampton, want to sell it, you can call me. I have 18-point listing plan of action that will sell your property for the highest possible price in the given market. So thank you very much once again. If you need to get a hold of me, my phone numbers are 647-333-2273. These are my phone numbers, so please give me a call and I will be there for you. 647-333-2273, 647-424-0358. And with that, we'll take your leave today. God bless you. Stay happy, stay healthy, enjoy your life to the maximum. Thank you. Good day.